Hello, beloveds. I want to talk to you about my upcoming free mindful sex event. This will be coming up on Saturday, August 2nd at 11 a.m. Pacific time. As you may know, my partner and I teach these free mindful sex workshops every month so that you can dip your toe into these beautiful conversations, learn more about sex and pleasure from two sexperts, and ask really great questions. Sometimes the Q&A is the most fun. Actually, almost always the Q&A is the most fun part of teaching because it gives me a chance to interact live with people just like you who want to ask awesome questions. The Q&A section is never recorded, so if you go back and watch my mindful sex lectures from the previous 2 years, you will see that it's just the lecture portion that is recorded. This is for privacy and also as a little bit of an enticement to get you to come to the live events. So why is this August 2nd event important? First of all, this is kind of a new term that I created called the Erotic Mosaic. And this came out of so much work I was doing with clients to introduce them to all the different ways that they might understand themselves sexually. Different frameworks, different dynamics, different ways to think about and feel into their sex and pleasure, and really understanding that everybody has this unique mosaic, right? So like little pieces of things that are put together into this beautiful whole. And some of the things that we're going to talk about during this call, and I imagine that there will be more that come up live once we're talking and once people start joining into the conversation. But some of the things, as I've mapped out, that we'll be talking about include some kind of baseline frameworks that I talk to a lot of my clients about, including, are you responsive or spontaneous in your desires? Do you feel like your spontaneous desire hits like a bolt of lightning, or do you need a little bit of cajoling, warming up, openness, flirtation in order to kind of get into it, right? Both are totally normal. Both are natural. I'm responsive. My partner is responsive. So we'll talk about how we work with that in our partnership as well. We're also going to talk about some other foundational frameworks, like how do you understand your own brakes and your own accelerators, the things that turn you off in the moment and the things that turn you on in the moment. Most of us spend too much time thinking about turning ourselves on without thinking about the things that turn us off and how to get rid of those. Another framework I love to introduce people to is that some of us need sex to feel connected, and other people need to feel emotionally connected before they have sex. You may or may not resonate with one of those right off the top without knowing any more than that. We'll dive into that during our workshop as well. We're also going to talk about kinks and fetishes and things you might enjoy that might be a little bit different than the quote-unquote normal. P.S. Nobody's actually normal because we are a wide-ranging species, a pursuit of pleasure. So we're going to talk about things like impact and sensation and power dynamics and what and how you and your partner might fall along these variable spectrums. We're also going to talk about your sexuality. Are you totally straight? Are you bisexual? Are you queer? How do you want to express that? Are you, like me, bisexual but in a partnership with a man? Well, great. How does my queer sexuality get to be free in this partnership? We'll talk about that quite a bit as well. We're also going to talk about relationship orientation. Some people really identify with a monogamous partnership. Other people feel way more comfortable and aligned in a polyamorous or non-monogamous partnership. If we think about it like sexual orientation, then it's not necessarily something that you do, but something more about who you are. So we'll talk about that too. We'll also talk about the erotic blueprints, which is Jaya's beautiful body of work focused on understanding kind of what you like as a sexual person. Are you energetic? Are you sensual? Are you kinky? Are you sexual? Or are you, like my beautiful love, a shapeshifter that can kind of embody all of these? So the other part and the final part about this is, how have you redefined your sex as you age? I'm 45, my partner is 52. We have each gone through multiple iterations in our sexual selves, our sexuality, our sexual expression, our sexual needs as we've gone through our decades. So I just created a bunch of content around sex and aging, so this is very top of mind for me. But also, can you invite in new information, new experiences, new expressions of who you are as you age? And as you can see, everybody has some wiring towards one thing or another in some of these dyads, and on some of the spectrums like sexuality and kink and things like that, you might have a range of things that you wish to explore. So we will cover all of this in our workshop. I think it's going to be super fun. I think it's going to be super informative. And as always, Christopher and I have a fucking blast when we host these workshops. So if you have not yet been, please join us. I'll drop the link below to register. Would love to see your faces. You're also welcome to be video off, but I do love seeing faces of my patrons especially, and of people who are coming from literally all over the world to come to these events. So I hope you'll join us. And if you have any questions about the event, you can drop them in the comments below.